Rabbi Perry, what's your perspective on this situation?
My perspective is this is a hate crime, plain and simple, and the Jewish community is doing nothing to forcibly, like the Muslims would be doing or the blacks would be doing, to make sure this gets leveled as a hate crime. And as a result of this, we're going to see increase in violence against, God forbid, against Jews, because these guys are going to let this man walk for shooting at a Jewish teenager in his car. They're going to make it into something that is a much lesser charge, and as a result of that lesser charge, the other people will not have a deterrent and will end up completely feel free that they can get away with whatever they try and do. And as a result of this, we're going to have more cases like this. And instead of standing up now and making the world see that we're not wusses, that we're not going to take this line down, that we're not going to allow the cops, we're not going to allow them and the DA's office to take advantage of the fact that the Jews are peace-loving and friendly, quiet people that just want to mind their own business. But here, where we have to stand up for our rights to make sure that we're giving respect and equal treatment under the law, like the Muslims would demand in this situation, like the blacks would demand in this situation. It's simply unacceptable that we do not have Jewish leaders, rabbis, the Wiesenthal Center, other people that are involved on a daily basis, supposedly with doing for the Jewish community, acting for the Jewish community, protecting the Jewish community, that they are not out there visibly and vocally protesting a lack of concern and a lack of feeling of true compassion for this family that was attacked by a Jew hater, a hate crime.
What's the ethnicity of the shooter?
Slavic, we believe Ukrainian, might be Russian, and they have a long history of hating the Jewish people.
Now, anti-Semitism is on the rise in the Ukraine. Has this been investigated in the native language of Ukrainian?
I doubt it. The Germans could not have gotten away with what they got away with in World War II. Their people didn't have the stomach for this. They had to ship out and outsource the killing of the Jews in the concentration camps to Poland and the Ukraine, who did the lion's share of the damage in these concentration camps of running them and doing the dirty work that needed to be done to kill the Jews.
You mean because they're more barbaric?
Yeah, obviously they're more barbaric. They hated Jews with a larger hatred than the German populace. And as a result, we're going to see it here also. It's been ramping up here. Hate crimes against Jews, against synagogues, against Sabbath observers has risen in the past 10 years exponentially from what it used to be. And that it can only worsen now that it looks like they're going to have reduced charges for this guy who shot at a kid. They're either going to say he didn't mean it, he didn't know he was Jewish, and all those are bogus, outrageous, obscene statements by the police and the DA's office to let that guy get away with it.
Will the city attorney's office have some incentive to keep this being from...
Yeah, they want it as quiet as possible. It only ratchets up the severity of the case, and they want to play it down. Now, they wouldn't be able to get away with this if this was a black who was shot at or a Muslim who was shot at, because they'd have 1,000 Al Sharptons down in front of their DA's office protesting the lack of concern and respect for the black community, the Muslim community, you name it. And we are lacking in any kind of civic responsibility for each other. We're lacking in any kind of obviously shrill care for each other, that we won't protest. They know they can get away with this with the Jewish community.
Is there something about reporting hate crimes against Jews which is not in favor within California or Los Angeles government?
They don't want to have to persecute or prosecute any of these crimes.
I mean, specifically Jews.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. Jews, it's an easy out for them to just calm the situation down, go into the parents or go into the rabbis involved, or the institution involved, and quiet it down. They know we'll allow it to just go away, because we think, keeping our head down, we think that our inaction or our just wanting things to be quiet is going to help our cause. It didn't help in Nazi Europe, and it's not going to help here. It's only going to make matters worse if we show ourselves to be saps, if we show ourselves to be weak and unable to stand up or unwilling to stand up for ourselves. The bottom line is, we do not have Jewish leaders in this town that are going to stand up and speak out and say what needs to be said, that we, the Jewish people, are not going to lay down. And if they're going to allow this to happen this time, the next time a guy's going to have a real rifle, not a pellet gun. And then what are you going to say? And then they're going to go for a non-hate crime then too. Oh, he's just deranged, or he's a... Well, I mean, yeah, we've had Poway, we've had Pittsburgh, we've had Jews attacked now for the first time in this country since World War II. We have specifically targeted Jewish victims, and we have police and FBI and everybody else all over the board, and Jewish leadership downplaying, backpedaling, and refusing to demand that our rights and respect for our community should rise to the same level as it does for other communities, and this should be prosecuted as a hate crime. Send a message. Rise up. It's time the Jewish people woke up. Rise up and be counted. Stand up. Don't let your leaders get away with this. Don't let your police force, don't let your DA's office get away with telling us that we're not victimized and hated, because unfortunately we are. And trying to pretend and bury your head in the sand and let it just go away by itself, it won't. Cancer exacerbates and gets worse and spreads and metastasizes, and this is a historical 3,000-year disease called Jew hatred and anti-Semitism. It's time we woke up and rose up and defended ourselves. Nobody else is going to defend us. We can't count on the police. We can't count on the DA's office. We can't even count on the Jewish leadership and rabbis in this town to stand up for ourselves. It's the rank and file, regular people of the Jewish community who have to take the bull by the horns and demand action and rise up. That's my message. Rise up. Wake up.